Welcome to the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with the support you need to finish your book. Best part is, after you finish your book, they take care of the entire publishing and marketing process 100% for you. So, if you want to become a successful author, make sure to check out authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have James Tracy with us. He's the founder of The Toughest Mile, where he is focused on changing the mindsets and lives of those dealing with challenges and obstacles in their life. So welcome to the show, man.
Hey, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Happy to have you here. Let's dive into the first one, James. The first one I got for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Well, I'm not gonna call it the best story, but it's definitely an interesting story to me. So just about a year ago, I had a crazy medical scare and ended up in the Mayo Clinic here in Jacksonville, surrounded by a bunch of neurologists and neurosurgeons, trying to figure out why an MRI had shown 2 lesions in my spine and what exactly they could be. It's pretty scary stuff when they can't rule out cancer, tumors, or something like MS, and they say they can't operate to find out because I could end up just being a quadriplegic. So anyway, after a bunch of tests and months of waiting to see if they had changed at all, the docs decided they were probably just dead spots caused by an infection from another surgery I'd had a few months prior. The whole situation sort of shook me up pretty good, shook up the family. And I still deal with physical issues with it every day. But it just made my wife and I really step back and realize that life's too short, that tomorrow's never guaranteed, and that we really need to be grateful for what we have, because, the alternative could have been so much worse for me. And it was also a really big driver in my decision to start The Toughest Mile, because I know people are dealing with their own struggles, and having gone through what I've gone through, I just want to, it's sort of driven me to reach them and help motivate them to fight and overcome their own challenges, and just to really never give up, to realize that even if, today is tough, it's still another day. We're alive, and we need to make the most of it, and just sort of really just, fight and get through our own toughest mile.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for sharing that. And well, I'm glad that it seems like it's not necessarily okay, but it's not as bad as it could have been. So
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
glad to hear that. So the next one I have for you, man, is, what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, well, sort of 2 parts. Within my 9 to 5, I like to say that, I'm an awesome procurement management professional with a ton of experience in military and government contracting and contracts management. And that's what I've been doing for years and years, and I enjoy it. But that's, again, that's my 9 to 5. My passion's more become the toughest mile. And so, when it comes to the toughest mile, I like to think that I'm highly motivated and driven to make an impact on people's lives and to help them overcome their challenges. And because I'm going through what I'm going through, like what I just talked about, I really relate well to the people I've already had the pleasure of talking to, and just sort of really reaching out and having a good connection with them. I'm really, I'm there running my own toughest mile every day, and I'm conquering my own challenges. So I think that helps, connect me with people.
And then, what is your best piece of overall business advice? So not necessarily industry specific.
Yes, no industry at all. Doesn't really matter where you're at. It really comes down to, take care of your people. Whether you have, 5 employees or 5,000 employees, you got to take care of your people. You treat them right and give them room to grow. Don't box them in or something. Let them, use their brains, use their minds, and utilize them, utilize their powers. An organization just can't run without its people. And in my time in both the military and the federal government, I've heard the phrase, it's all about the mission, far too many times, way too many times. And it's just not true. It's not all about the mission. If your people aren't being taken care of the right way, the mission, whatever it might be, is probably going to end up failing.
And then, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Be focus, focus, man. Stop dreaming, stop procrastinating. Go out and find your purpose. sooner rather than later. Don't make me have to do all the work now. I got a wife and 3 kids at home. Don't make me have to figure that out now. Figure it out before all the, crazy life happens. But that's just part of growing up too. I wasted a ton of time. I was a young teenager, young 20s, wasted a bunch of time, and I'm trying to make that up now. I got too busy with other things that really didn't serve me as well. I did my military time. I did other things like that. And I could have utilized it better. But that's such as life. You live and learn, right?
And then kind of going a little bit down a different path. In your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
Gratitude. I'd have to say gratitude. I see it mostly, unhappy world around me, all this drama and everything going on. And I think at some level it's because people are always wanting more. They're always a little bit greedy and everything, which, you should want more. It's awesome to want more. But you got to be grateful for what you have. Basically, struggles or not, I believe we're all blessed to be alive. And like I said earlier, tomorrow's never guaranteed. So it's just important to be happy and thankful for what you have. And really, I see that those who have that level of gratitude, they're a lot happier in their life.
And then what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Okay, so right now I'm starting a new book. It's Goliath Must Fall by Louis Giglio. And without going too deep into it, it's really all about winning the battles against your giants, and the giants can be fear, comfort, addiction, and so on. And it really resonates with me because that's what to me that's what the toughest miles is about. And it's about finding your grit and overcoming your struggles and the obstacles in your life. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm getting into it now, so I'm very excited to get through it and see how I can apply it to my life and to my brand. And what is your favorite quote and why? That would probably be, if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you always got. And I associate that quote to Henry Ford. And it's just a constant reminder to never settle and to always strive for a life of greater purpose. Keep that gratitude, like I mentioned earlier, but always strive to be better. Absolutely, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming on. The last one I have for you before we let you go is, where is the best place for people to find you online? Currently, that'd be LinkedIn. That's my main focus, and that's where I'm giving a lot of my attention, just sort of trying to grow the brand and connect with people that way. But I am working on my website, and I'll be standing that up soon and adding content here in the very near future. Perfect, man. Thanks again for jumping on. Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.